the world watched with bated breath as a fragile ceasefire took hold in Gaza. Hopes for a lasting peace remain tenuous as accusations fly and tensions simmer. Meanwhile, across the Atlantic, the United States grapples with its own set of challenges. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau faces an uncertain future, raising questions about the nation's commitment to financial oversight. And on the global stage, the war in Ukraine grinds on, with Russia standing firm on its demands. These are just a few of the stories dominating headlines, reminding us that we live in a world in constant flux. From geopolitical tensions to economic uncertainties, the global landscape is constantly shifting. In this rapidly evolving environment, staying informed is more crucial than ever. Join us as we delve into the most pressing issues of the day, providing insights and analysis to help you make sense of our complex world. A fragile ceasefire has brought a pause to the latest cycle of violence in Gaza. However, the situation remains precarious as Hamas accuses Israel of violating the terms of the truce. The militant group claims that Israel has not upheld its end of the agreement, casting a long shadow over the prospects for a lasting peace. At the heart of the dispute are the humanitarian needs of the Palestinian people. Hamas insists that Israel must ease the blockade on Gaza, allowing for the free flow of goods and people. Without these concessions, they argue, any talk of peace is meaningless. Meanwhile, the international community watches with a mixture of hope and apprehension. The United States, a key player in the region, has called for both sides to show restraint and return to the negotiating table. But with trust in short supply, the path to a lasting resolution remains fraught with obstacles. As the world holds its breath, the question remains, will this ceasefire hold, or will Gaza once again descend into chaos? In a move that has sent shockwaves through Washington, the Trump administration has moved to dismantle the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. This independent agency, created in the wake of the 2008 financial crisis, has been a thorn in the side of big banks and financial institutions. Critics of the agency argue that it is an example of government overreach, stifling innovation and burdening businesses with unnecessary regulations. They point to the agency's aggressive enforcement actions, which have resulted in billions of dollars in fines and restitution for consumers. However, supporters of the CFPB argue that it plays a vital role in protecting ordinary Americans from predatory lending practices and financial abuse. They warn that weakening the agency will leave consumers vulnerable to the same kind of risky practices that led to the financial meltdown a decade ago. As the battle over the CFPB rages on, one thing is clear: the stakes are high for both consumers and the financial industry. The outcome of this fight will have far-reaching implications for the future of financial regulation in the United States. Section 4, Ukraine and Russia, a diplomatic stalemate. The war in Ukraine grinds on with no end in sight. Russia, despite facing mounting international pressure, remains defiant, insisting that its demands be met before any peace talks can begin. At the heart of the conflict is the status of Crimea, a Ukrainian peninsula annexed by Russia in 2014. Moscow insists that Crimea is now part of Russia and will never be returned to Ukraine. This stance has been met with condemnation from the international community, which views the annexation as illegal. Adding to the tensions are allegations of Russian interference in the 2016 U.S. presidential election. U.S. intelligence agencies have concluded that Russia interfered in the election in an attempt to help Donald Trump win. These allegations have strained relations between the two countries, making it even more difficult to find a diplomatic solution to the crisis in Ukraine. As the world watches with growing concern, the conflict in Ukraine has become a dangerous flashpoint, with the potential to escalate into a wider conflict. Section 5, McDonald's, global growth amidst domestic challenges. Despite facing challenges in the United States, McDonald's continues to experience strong growth internationally. The fast food giant has reported a surge in sales in key markets such as China, Japan, and the Middle East. This international growth has helped to offset sluggish sales in the U.S., where the company has been struggling to attract younger consumers. McDonald's has responded by introducing new menu items and remodeling restaurants, but it remains to be seen whether these efforts will be enough to revive its fortunes in its home market. The company's international success is a testament to its ability to adapt to local tastes and preferences. For example, in China, McDonald's offers a wider variety of rice-based dishes and tea-based drinks to cater to local palates. As McDonald's looks to the future, it will need to continue to innovate and evolve in order to maintain its position as a global leader in the fast food industry.